Today we're going to talk about atomic orbitals, which are basically the shapes in which the electrons travel around the nucleus. And all your life you've been told that they travel around the nucleus in a ring, and it's simply not true. So we're going to take a look at them today. And it also gives you basically an address of all the electrons. We can never know exactly where an electron is, but we can have a pretty good probability of where the electron is inside these different orbitals, as they're known. Think of an orbital as a shape, and that will help you a lot throughout what we're looking at today. So the quantum mechanical model, remember, is a 90% chance of finding an electron inside this area known as the atom. So quantum numbers give us the address. The principal quantum number, and in this case principal means main or main overarching number, is called n. They all have names that are letters. Just bear with me, okay? It's going to take some practice, I know. And it tells how far from the nucleus. And the bigger the number, the further away you are from the nucleus. And it's the same as the rows on the periodic table. If you look at your periodic table, you can see over here, okay, we have these rows, 1 through 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And those correspond to the principal energy level, or N. Okay, so there are 7 principal energy levels. So think of those as the main floor of the buildings. Our building has 7 floors in it, and within those 7 floors there's going to be apartments, okay? And within those apartments there's going to be bedrooms. So we're constantly getting more and more specific with our address when we talk about the quantum numbers. So the 4 quantum numbers that tell us the probable location of the electron are called n. That's the first quantum number, or the principal quantum number. The second quantum number is called L. The third quantum number is called m sub L. And the fourth quantum number is called m sub S. And again, they get more and more specific. It's kind of like the opposite order of your home address. The first quantum number would be like, I live in the United States. The second quantum number would be like, I live in California. The third quantum number would be like, I live in Valley Center. And the fourth quantum number would be your street address. Okay, so it gets more and more specific as you go down the list in terms of the quantum numbers. So let's talk about the first quantum number. Again, it corresponds to the period on the periodic table. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. It's how far away you are from the nucleus. The second quantum number, which is called L, would now be called a sublevels then, okay? So sublevels are the shapes that the electrons travel in. Every floor of the building has these same sublevels. So when n equals 1, the first principal energy level, we have S. When n equals 2, we have S and P. When n equals 3, we have S, P, and D. And you're going to learn how to figure that out in class. So L has 4 possibilities. It can be S, P, D, or F. And that corresponds to numbers also, which is 0, 1, 2, or 3. And these different letters describe the different shapes of the orbitals. An S orbital looks like this. It's a sphere. That's how I remember it. S is a sphere. That means the electron is traveling around the nucleus in a sphere shape. Okay? Could be on the first energy level, the second energy level, third energy level, doesn't matter. But it's going to be traveling in a sphere if it's in an S-shaped orbital. The second L is called a P. Okay, a p orbital is a figure 8 or a dumbbell, so it's traveling around the nucleus in a figure 8 shape. The third quantum number I call 2 dumbbells or 2 figure 8s, so it's traveling around the nucleus in 2 figure 8s, and that's the d orbital. So we've got s, p, d, and finally we have f, which I call the flower. So you got a bunch of different orbitals. Actually, it's one orbital, I'm sorry. You got a bunch of different branches of this orbital coming off to make what I call a flower shape. Okay, so that's just how I remember the shapes. Those aren't their actual names. But S is a sphere, P is a figure 8, D is 2 figure 8s or 2 dumbbells, and F is a flower. Okay, so that tells you, first quantum number tells you what floor of the building they're on. Second quantum number tells you which apartment or which shape they're traveling in. The third quantum number, because these are 3-dimensional shapes, means that it's the orientation in space of the electron pair. So for example, m sub L tells you if you were dealing with a p orbital, which remember is a dumbbell, it could be either going left to right, it could be going up and down, or it could be going in and out towards you. Okay, so there's 3 different orientations in space of a p orbital. So that means that it can hold, each one of these holds 2 electrons, so a p sublevel can hold a total of 6 electrons. Okay? M sub L is -3 to +3. We'll learn later how you tell those. And right now, I bet you're all thinking, what the heck is this guy talking about? Just stay with me, okay? The fourth quantum number, or M sub S, tells whether the electron is spinning up or down. If it's spinning up, we call it +1/2. If it's spinning down, we call it -1/2. So let's run through it one more time. The first quantum number tells you the floor of the building, which energy level, 1 through 7. The second quantum number tells you which apartment you're in. What shape is it? Is it S, P, D, or F? A sphere, a dumbbell, 2 dumbbells, or a flower? The third quantum number tells you the orientation in space. Is the dumbbell going up and down, left to right, or in and out? And the fourth quantum number tells you which direction the electron is traveling in. Okay, so it just gets more and more specific. You need to take a break. I'm sure you feel like this right now. Where the heck are we? You're here. So using these quantum numbers, we can come up with the electron configuration of any atom on the periodic table. And an electron configuration is the address of all of the electrons, and it follows these 3 principal rules. Okay, these 3 main rules. The Aufbau principle: electrons enter the lowest energy level first. They have to start at the bottom of the ladder and then fill their way up, or the bottom of the building, the lowest floor. You can't just start at the top, at the penthouse. You got to work your way up from the bottom. Started at the bottom, now you're here. Pauli exclusion principle is a maximum of 2 electrons per orbital. Okay, so remember, an orbital is a shape. In one of those shapes, whether it be a sphere, 2 figure eights, a dumbbell, it doesn't matter, you can only have 2 electrons maximum. And Hund's rule says that electrons have to have opposite spin if they occupy the same orbital. So one goes one way, and the other one spins the other way, okay? And they will never ever crash. I want you to think about that. Why will they never ever crash into each other? Have an answer for that tomorrow. How are you going to remember these 3 rules? Well, the school bus rule is a good way to remember those 3 rules. Electrons fill the lowest energy level first, okay? So where do all the kids run? To the back of the bus, and then they fill up towards the front. How many kids technically fit in a seat? It's 2, okay? Yes, in Valley Center we cram 3 to a seat sometime, but really it's supposed to be 2. So that's 2 electrons per orbital. A seat is like an orbital. And finally, we could say they have opposite spin. One's really social, turns around to talk to their friends. The other one just sits and faces forward. Okay, so that's the school bus rule. That covers the Aufbau principle, the Pauli exclusion principle, and Hund's rule. So we're going to learn in class tomorrow how to write the electron configuration. Okay, and we're going to be using the periodic table, and it's just like reading a book. And we're going to learn why this right here is the S block. We have the P block over here. We have the D block in the middle right here. And down at the bottom of the periodic table, down at the bottom of the periodic table, we have the F block. Okay, so notice these correspond to the sublevels S, P, D, and F. It's going to help us to come up with the address of all the electrons in a particular atom.